My stamping friends. Let's see if we've got anybody on here this morning. Doesn't look like yet. Give me just a sec because it's just now. It just flipped to 9:01, but I want to make sure that I'm live. So give me just a second. How many things to check when you're doing live, right? Let's see what it says. And there I am. It looks good. So let's see what we can do here this morning. Who do we have? Joyce Paulson. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, my friend? Um, yeah, it's really, really windy here this morning. And I will not lie, my little project for today, I have been all over the place with this, and I'll show you what I've got. Better streaming than Netflix. Thanks, Sister Sarah. I know Netflix is in a world of hurt today. Um, I'm not a boxing fan, so it's all good. But people that were really looking forward to seeing that match last night between Paul and Tyson, I guess they were sorely disappointed. So who else do we have on this morning? Good morning, Beth. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get started. Like I said, it was a struggle to come up with something for this morning. I don't know why. I think it's because I've been doing all kinds of crafting for the craft show that's coming up the weekend after Thanksgiving. And I hosted a couple stamping events this week. Um, I couldn't call them events. A couple of stamping appointments with people this week. I had one on Monday, one on Friday. And then I hosted my ladies card club on Thursday. So it's just kind of been like lots of stuff. And then when I was like, well, what am I going to do for this week? It was struggle. But I'm looking forward to seeing what you have to say. So let's flip down and here we go. All right. So today in my description, I told you that I'm going to keep it simple, right? And it's all you needed was paper, scissors, ink, and adhesive. Well, I'll show you the first card that I had going on, and I didn't even glue things down because I really wasn't sure about it, but let's see what you have to say about it. I had done this project using the take a bow or take a bow paper, and I had all of these little squares left, and it's like, well, I could just take the squares and glue them on just randomly. And then when I went to stamp my sentiments, it's like, oh, I think this stamp set is retired, which, yes, it is. So sorry about that. There's lots of there's lots of different sentiments I'm sure that you have in your stamping stash. And I'm just going to glue this on. See how they're just kind of like willy-nilly? And then I have this adorable paper. It's from the Reindeer Days. It's called Reindeer Fun, or I guess it's called Reindeer Days. It's the BSP, and Reindeer Fun is the bundle. So there's a stamp set and dies that coordinate with um, this collection. The only thing I did not buy those. The only thing I bought from the collection, and it is on page 27 in the mini catalog. I bought the red and white, the peppermint adhesives, and those went out the door. I bought the Forever Plaid embossing folder, and I have a card to show you with that. The real red and white baker's twine. That's adorable. And then, of course, this um, pack of 12 by 12 designer series paper. Look at the back of this. Isn't it cute with all the packages? So, with what I've done, because I didn't buy the bundle, I've been fussy cutting. Fussy cutting meaning just taking my paper snip and cutting around these deer. So let me show you what now. I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on my deer. And with the deer, you need a few of the mini dimensionals too, also. So I'm just going to put a couple of those here by their feet. And being it was the second weekend of deer hunting in, well, where I live, I think the second and last week of weekend of deer hunting, I decided that the deer were appropriate for this whole part. I'm just going to put my little deer right on here using dimensionals. And now I've used my, like I said, I had all these little squares that were just remnants from a project I was working on. So I thought, gosh, why not use those up on this card? The Happy Holidays, this was the stamp set that I found out. Oh, that's retired, but it was called Throughout the Year. It was a great stamp set. Had everything on there. Good morning, Mary Manlick. Good morning, Beth. Um, yeah. So it was a great set, but I just, like I said, it just came to me that it is now retired. So this was my way to use up my little paper, my paper scraps, my paper squares. All right, let me show you card number 2 because I think this one is really cute. And this came too from an idea to use up. Remember last week we did that little Christmas tree from the merriest trees and kind of made that peekaboo window with the green strip. If you didn't see it, you can go back in on my live videos, or you can go to my YouTube channel and it's all there too. So now I have this piece. I have a standard card base, right? And I have this piece that measures 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to take this with that Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. This is a cool embossing folder. If you don't have it, the things you're going to want. Of course, the sandwich that we use for die cutting is the platform number 1. Then you have your embossing folder with your cardstock, and you always put the fold or the hinged edge of your embossing folder in first, and then you need platform 4. I'm just going to run that through my embossing die cutting machine here, and let's bring it back in. So now to get this awesome plaid piece. Yeah, thanks, Lynn. Like I said, I was on the struggle bus this week for coming up with something fun and different. And then when I looked at my little disc here, I had all kinds of trees left from projects this week, and I had all of these little squares. And it's like, you know what? I am going to use up some of my stuff in my little scrap bowl. So that's what we've got going on. All right. I am going to pop this. Not yet. So you see these little white trees? This was when we die cut last week. Remember the trees? So what I decided to do was I am going to do a white on white background with my trees. So I'm just going to set those in here like this. Do you guys like white on white backgrounds? I do. I think it's really rich looking, and yeah, I'm a fan of white on white. I'm going to glue this down over on this side. And it's nice with the plaid. You can line them up with the lines on your plaid. So I'm going to take this off the card base so you can see what I'm doing. This is my 3D embossed piece. And now I'm just gluing these white Christmas trees that were left from last week. Okay? I have to fix up my glue gun here a little bit. I've been having trouble with mine. All right, add some more glue to this one. And I also wanted to put, well, I shouldn't say that. I really didn't want to put glue on that one. You know what? I'm just going to grab another one out of my dish. Here we go. Right, I'm going to put dimensionals on this one. Okay, so I know my sister is on here this morning, and I know she's done with her Christmas cards. But is anybody else done making their Christmas cards? Okay. Well, Beth says she likes white on white. Yeah, me too. This one I'm going to raise up a little higher, put it on dimensional, just like that. So now I've got these white on white trees, which I think is cool. And I'm going to take another one of the deer that I simply fussy cut with my scissors. And I'm going to add some dimensionals to the deer, the reindeer, Santa's reindeer. This one is a darker color, and I was thinking about that. While I was thinking about the little reindeer song, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer. And I wondered, I think this one kind of looks like Dasher. Flip it over so you can see it here in just a minute once I get my backings off. Oh, Donna says nope, she doesn't have her Christmas cards done. Now I added some dimensionals to the deer and just put Dasher. Don't you think it looks like Dasher? But then it was like, oh, no, maybe Dasher needs a friend. So I was trying to find, and in this paper you'll see there's some that go face right and some that face left. And so I was looking for more of a right facing deer, and I came up with this um, little parcel. And it's like, well, maybe that'll work. So let's cut it out. I just want you to see how quickly. Now remember, you can buy the dies and just die cut these out too. But I don't mind fussy cutting at all. I find it kind of relaxing in the evening when you're sitting and either listening to music or have the TV on. I like to sit and cut this out. And you remember with fussy cutting that you don't really so much move your scissors as you do the paper. And I know I have a left-handed friend who's on here today, don't I? Yes. And she says that fussy cutting just really doesn't work for her because of being left-handed. And I wouldn't know because I'm not left-handed, but I believe her. So just going to go around here. And I always leave that little bit of white because you really don't see it. But I thought this would be kind of fun just to put on the very edge over here and put it down a little bit lower. But that way they look like they're just prancing in the woods, don't they? I love how playful and cute they are. There's another one here that's kind of like on the run. So this one's probably Dasher. Quickly cut this out. And like I said, it really is quite therapeutic just to sit and go around these. But if you leave that white edge, it's okay. Because as you can tell, it's really covered beautifully. And a lot of times when you die cut, even die cutting, it leaves just that little edge and it kind of highlights the color on the designer series paper or patterned paper, whatever you're using. go around. And let's see what this looks like. We could always give this one just scampering out from the trees. So there you have little dashing deer. The trees could have been up a little bit higher, but that's okay. And then when you put your white on white, I just love it. Let's grab a little bit of that red and white twine and we'll give it a pop. And when I say a little bit of red and white twine, I mean it because I have used almost all of my twine. This is the end. I love when that happens though, because you really buy it not wanting, like, well, I guess if you're a collector, I guess I only have enough to go around once. So we're just going to make a really nice bow. And we'll have a bigger bow. How about that? Kind of a floppy bow with the reindeer. All right, let's get these other guys glued on. And these I'm just going to use um, straight stamp and seal and just put them down flat. Because Christmas cards, we're usually mailing them, and we don't want a lot of extra bow. All right, where's my my back? And this side can be crayons. How about that? All right. So there's those. And then just to give it a little bit of pizzazz, we're going to put this on a white card base again, white on white. I'm a fan. And then we need a little sentiment of some sort. So let me grab the greetings. We've got the greetings of the season. And I'm just going to take another scrap of my 1/4 inch paper. And the one I want out of here is, um, I'm going to do the Merry Christmas. And this set is so cool because um, you saw me mix the print with the scripted font. And now I'm just going to use the print on here and get them on my acrylic blocks. You can see the Mary has been a favorite. One more here. And my real red ink. First, I was wondering if I should do it like an early espresso so that it would bring out the more of the brown in my beer, but I decided to do the real red. So there's my Merry Christmas. And again, I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut this at a little bit of an angle. And then I'll do an angle this way too. All right. So now we can put a little Merry Christmas. I'm going to move my bow just over a little bit. If I hadn't glued that piece down, I could just slide the twine, but that's okay. We'll just move it. And now I can add my Christmas sentiment in there. And again, I'm just going to use some seals to keep it flat for mailing. I have enough. I feel like I have enough dimensions. Okay. So there we have it. Our little planters. Can you put them together on the blocks at the same time? The words, probably, and it probably would work really well to set up your stamp positioner if you're going to um, mass produce the cards. With the block lettering, I have not an issue getting things lined up okay. I don't mean to be a collector. I just don't use all my stuff. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, Beth, I'm with you on that. I totally hear you. But I have been trying really hard this year to use my stuff. Like I normally when I go through the catalog and people that know me, I usually am a buyer. I buy it all. And this year I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick out a few favorite things and then I am going to use what I have. And if you go back and look in the annual catalog, you will see that there are, if I had some peppermints left, I think I'd put a few peppermints on here too, but I used up all my peppermints. Um, and I gave them away because people were like, aren't the peppermints available? And it's like, well, I have a few sheets of them, so I gave them away. But, um, yeah, I decided this year I was using up what I had and it's really been kind of fun. Just even, like I said, my little dish of scrap. Look at this old stamp that I dug out in the punch. It's like very cool, right? So, all right, ladies, here we are. It's the end of episode 414 of Copy and Create with Brenda. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing your creations over on my Create with Brenda Crafters Facebook page. Please post there and share what you're making. Um, it inspires others. So have a great weekend. The other thing I should say is I will not be live next Saturday. I'm so excited. My great nephew plays for Elk River, and they played yesterday at the Bank Stadium, and they won. They're going to state, and that's next Saturday. So Great Auntie is going to sit in the stands and cheer the Elks on. Go Elks! All right, have a good day, you guys.